This video is brought to you by Google Translate. Hey look! This series still exists! It's alive! It's there! Bet you didn't see that one coming. Anyway, today we are going to be making something of which I don't know the name. Well, I do know the name. The problem with it is though German. It's difficult to translate, alright? So I guess you're just gonna have to wait and see. Also, the reason why I'm making this today is because, hey, I need to learn how to cook, so I thought I'd grab a recipe out of one of my cookbooks and cook it. So, and why not bring you along on the ride? Anyway, let's get started. Alright, we are going to need, actually not that much for today's cooking, but still a bunch of stuff. As always, we're starting out. A lovely friend, the cutting board. We're going to require a pot and a pan. Always an amazing start. Of course, never forget the knife and also a spoon this time. Now, actual ingredients. We're going to need oil. We are going to need rice. We are going to need onions. We are going to need lemons. Yes, this is getting strange. Then we are going to need pork. If you can actually see that in there, that's pork. Then we're going to need cream and more cream. Don't ask me what the difference between those two is because Google Translate couldn't tell me. We're going to need salt, we're going to need pepper, and we're going to need something apparently called sage. Right, let's get started. First thing we're going to do, fill our pot with water. Don't ask me how much water, don't ask me how big the pot needs to be because I'm honestly bad at making rice, so I'm improvising, which sometimes works and sometimes it doesn't. Next up, close off the pot, turn the oven on and just let the water boil and let it sit there while we do something else. Of course, right away I forgot something we're going to need. This thing. Something to peel stuff off stuff. We're basically going to be peeling lemons, which is already a strange thing on its own. We're going to need 2 of them. So I just sit these down over here and we can never look at them again. First thing, wash them, and I'm not turning the camera again for that. And wash them with hot water apparently. And the water isn't getting any hotter, so it would help if I actually turned it to hot. Alright, we have smoking hot lemons. Start your photo shootings now, people. Taking all your pictures? Awesome. Then, dry the lemons. Because, well, there's not really a lot you can do with wet lemons, is there? Oh gosh. Anyway, first thing we need to do is kind of peel them. But as small as possible and as thin as possible. So basically, you see this white stuff down here? We don't want that. We just want the nice little yellow crust thing. And one of these lemons is still getting used afterwards, so It's not a complete wasting of lemons. It kind of is, but you know, we're cooking stuff. Also, I guess it's about time I try to translate the name of the thing we're cooking. Today we're making pork medallions with lemon cream. If that made any sense to you? That is amazing, and Google Translate actually did its job. If it doesn't make any sense to you, just watch. Cooking is actually quite a murderous activity. When we were making vegetable soup, we were beheading carrots and cutting them up, and this time we're skinning things. Cooking is not nice, people. Keep your kids away from cooking. And then teach them eventually, so at some point they don't have to live off random junk, you know, when they move out and stuff. I'm not making any sense, am I? Anyways, peeling lemons, peeling lemons. This is a strange activity to do. How did you spend your Friday night, Econ? Oh, I was peeling lemons. And then everybody's just gonna back away slowly, never speak to me again. That's just my life. Okay, we have peeled lemons. Alright, now next thing we want to do, we want to get 1 onion. Yes, I bought this whole sack for 1 onion. Well, Gilbert onions, you're now officially here and will probably be used at some point, hopefully. Alright, first thing to do is, well, actually just do like the normal onion thing. Is we peel them, we cut them, and I unintentionally left out the skin them. Also, cutting onions is always a ridiculous task, because no matter what you do, anybody who tells you, oh, you're cutting onions, just chew gum, just chew through your mouth, doesn't work. I've tried all the methods, it doesn't work. As long as the onions have direct access to your eyes and your nose, both, you're just gonna cry. That's what onions do. They make you cry. Used to be able to cut up an entire onion without there anything happening. I've lost these skills and I don't know how to regain them. Onions are just evil people. They're basically the non-vegetarian blue bots of vegetables. Are onions vegetables? They're vegetables. I hope they're vegetables. Don't listen to me, kids. Pay attention in school. I'm not a school you want to visit. Alright, I think we should also cut up these like lemon strips a little more. I think we're actually supposed to like not have them in strips, but whatever you'd use these things for, or these things, if the camera didn't see that the first time. But I'm gonna cut them up because that's my solution to everything. Just cut stuff, cut stuff, cut stuff. And anybody who knows what series that's from gets, well, the melody at least. They get, I don't know if they get the free steak, I suppose, but not at Livingston. Actually, this states to leave it in strips, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Alright, I think for once we've done all the cutting we need, except for the meat, which we're going to cut and do in a second. But before that, I need to move this stuff into the pan. And so I'm going to do that quickly. And just because I know you can't see what I'm doing, 3 tablespoons of oil is how much oil you need. I was told by a very smart book. Which seems like an awful lot of oil, but I trust books, which is probably a tremendously bad idea. Alright, so I'm not turning the oven on yet for the pan. This is just a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. And our water is actually starting to boil. That's amazing. Okay. Alright, next up we are going to require meat. Now, let me warn you, I bought way too much meat. This is too much. Just saying. I think the recipe states that it's supposed to be like 400 grams. I have 500. So, yeah, now we're gonna cut them into little things that I hope will resemble medallions. This is going to be 1 medallion. So I've now decided that. Everybody look, it's a giant pile of meat that everybody is going to enjoy. Enjoy the meat. And now it's time for a camera angle switch. Actually, it's not time for a camera angle switch, because the recipe states to put salt and pepper over all of this, so since I was stupid and didn't do that beforehand when they were all nice and together, I'm going to do that now. And in order to do that, I'm just going to kind of lay them out in a big kind of flat area, I suppose. Dun da da, dun da da. Alright, salt. Pepper. Turn everything around. This is how you do this professionally, people. This is how all the cooks in the big restaurants do it. They cut it up before marinating it, which is the most important step. Then they kind of turn it all around when they shouldn't. Well, they should, because you have to do both sides. But then they turn it all around in the weirdest fashions, not knowing which ones have actually already been salted and peppered and which haven't. But then they just repeat the entire process for, I don't know, 10 stages, and then it looks professional. That's the only thing that matters, that it looks professional. I hope it tastes good too, because if it doesn't, this is kind of a flop. Put some pepper on everything. I'm not even really fond of pepper. I don't know why I'm so picky about it. Alright, now it's time for a camera angle switch. Alright, before we turn this pan on, our water that you can't see but is here has started to boil. So, what we're going to do now is throw the rice in, which I probably should have opened up beforehand, but I didn't, because that's not how I roll. The rice, of course, comes in a very inconvenient packaging that I'm going to need to cut open. Who the hell packs rice like this? Oh! Oh, okay. As soon as there was a hole in there. Oh gosh. Scissors! Help! Before the water takes over. Receives a life on its own and takes over the entire city. Cut it open and throw it in. And yes, we're throwing all of it in. There's no way I'm ever eating all of this rice, but, you know. Just for good measure, I suppose. Maybe I should leave like half a package. I'm going to do that. I threw half a package in. Which also means that we have way too much water now, but, you know, that happens sometimes. Alright, now I'm actually going to set a clock. I'm going to be smart and set a clock because this needs to be in there for 45 minutes. Probably means that we're going to be done cooking long before the rice is done. We're going to eat all of this before the rice is done. At this point we can also turn down the oven because the water is already boiling and switch this one on. Now, we're going to move this away because the ticking is annoying. Now, we're going to also sprinkle the meat in this, and I don't think that this pan is actually big enough. But it's going to have to do because I don't have any bigger ones. Dun, da-da, dun, da-da. Alright, so this is going to heat up and hopefully turn everything into nice edible food. But basically, we're going to wait until all of this is ridiculously hot and all of these meat bits are going to be like a golden brownish kind of tone. As soon as that's the case, we're going to do more stuff. So I'm assuming that I'm going to speed the video up because honestly, who wants to watch me waiting for meat for, like, I don't know. It's probably going to take a while. So, yeah. But now actually stuff is happening. It's getting loud. Loud means good. Usually. It also means dangerous, so keep your kids at home. Lock them up in your basements to keep them away from the fire that I'm causing because I'm a terrible cook. Turn on your open window. It might be helpful. Okay, I think it's time that we do something about this heat situation. So take the orange cream and splash all over yourself while you open it, because that's just how great you are. And now, careful, pour it in. Okay, I didn't die. That went well. Oh gosh, now turn the heat down. Turn it down. And now we're gonna need the sage, that was the word, sage stuff. And we're gonna figure out a way to open it. And now we're actually gonna throw entire branches of these into the sauce we've just created. So one, I should have probably washed this, so get out of there. Be washed. Yep, this is how professional I am. Be washed. Throw it back in. Now, kind of figure out how to grab the next one out of this. Oh gosh. Whoever knew that plants could be this difficult to work with. Wash it. Throw it in. Stir the entire thing around so nobody dies. And throw another one in, just for good measure. I think we're actually going to need one more. Or many more actually, because according to my pictures, stuff is needed. Alright. I think that should be good. Now, for about 10 minutes, we're supposed to just kind of let this all sink in and get the taste from the sage stuff. So I'm actually going to look at the clock for once in my life. Alright, I have determined that it is late. So I guess we're just going to let this sit and hope that the meat is actually done. Because I'm kind of just going off of measure. What else do we need to throw in there? Alright. So while this is going on, we're actually going to use the lemons that we have peeled and just grated. Just throw in some lemon juice. As if this entire thing wasn't lemony enough already. Dry your hand from the amount of lemon juice that you've just gotten all over your hand. And now we also need to throw in the other cream. And once again, I'm just going to throw all of it in because, well, I'm bad with measurements. It actually says 4 tablespoons. Well, since we still have the tablespoon from our oil, which we're going to wash because we're kind of clumsy people, I think 4 tablespoons is going to be pretty much all of this. Yep. Oh gosh. This is way more creamy than the previous stuff. Alright, that was free. That works for me. Now just kind of mix it all in. Different creams, different sauces, different everything. This is actually kind of difficult. But I think it's going to be delicious. It certainly smells delicious, which I wasn't expecting. But it honestly seems like this is going to be good. Which I enjoy. I enjoy good food. It's way too much, obviously, for one person, but as usual, I'm just going to eat it until infinity. Damn it! It smells really good. This actually smells like kind of like, well, not a gourmet thing, but something you'd get at a nice restaurant. It might just be like it might just be all the lemons mixed with whatever the sage stuff, whatever it is exactly. It does smell really good, which is a good thing. But what I'm going to do in the meantime is I'm actually going to take a tiny little spoon, see how this smells, because it smells. I know how it smells. I'm going to check how it tastes, because it smells really good. Also tastes amazing. Wow. Tastes really good. I don't know what I threw in there, but well, I do know what I threw in there, but wow! I wasn't expecting this tastiness. Amazing! We have actually achieved, well, all the other stuff we've made I'm cooking for Claw so far is kind of, has been really good. But This is a new kind of level. This is to be served to the king of Wrongtown, please. And only to the king. Because it's king-like food. I have to honestly admit, it's very delicious. I suppose while this is all just kind of chilling, we can clean off the stove a little bit because, well, we've kind of made a mess of it in the process of doing all of this. I'm sure you can't see it on the video, but there's like little driplets of oil everywhere, and some of the sauce got in the way. So, let's clean off the surroundings. So we actually have stuff to do. I think I'm going to throw some more lemon in it. Did I just say melon or lemon? I think I said lemon, right? Please tell me I said lemon. It's downright amazing. Alright, so I'm going to take this off the oven, kind of let it settle down. I'm going to keep it warm, basically until the rice is done, which is going to take a while. It just looks amazing, and it tastes amazing, as I've already determined. Bammy rice, this should be eaten right now. Alright, so because I'm greedy and I can't wait, I've decided to try some of the meat now to see if that was actually long enough. And then I'm going to eat the rest when the rice is done and do the full testing. The meat is definitely done. I'm amazed by this. Honestly, just amazed. This is my favorite thing I've ever made on Cooking for Claw, and I never even knew how to make it before right this moment. Claw, I'm telling you right now, drop whatever you're doing, go to the grocery store, buy these ingredients, make this. This is awesome. It's totally and utterly awesome. I want more. I need more. I'll see you in 20 minutes and the rice is done. Okay, the rice is done, the food is warm. Now I can enjoy this luxury with rice, which I'm going to do now. Then I'm just going to sit down, watch Wrongtown, obviously, and enjoy it because it's hot, but it's amazing. I think this is the first episode of Cooking for Claw where I've actually taught you to make something useful. Like for a fancy dinner, this works. This is awesome. well, I hope just in general this episode was enjoyable, that you enjoy this food as much as I did.